Hello everybody and welcome to the Grape Kitchen. Now today we are going very indulgent. We're going to be making some barbecued pulled pork burgers. We're going to be serving this up with a lovely rich slaw and homemade chips. We're going to be pairing all this with a wonderful Joven Rioja. So let's get cracking. So I'm going to blast through the ingredients pretty quick because there's quite a lot going on here, but I'll go into more detail as the video goes on. But star of the show is pork shoulder. Then we're going to be making chips out of potatoes, of course. Going to brioche bun, and we're going to be making our slaw out of red cabbage, sugar snap peas, carrots, some tender stem broccoli, a bit of ginger, some apple cider vinegar, a bit of maple syrup, and mayonnaise and a bit of sriracha. Really simple, really easy. Then we've got the barbecue sauce that we're going to make. So this is going to have a caramelized onion base. We are going to add some sugar to that, some more maple syrup, I told you it was indulgent, some tomato puree, bit of red wine vinegar to get the tang, some tinned tomatoes, and smoked paprika, regular paprika, and some chili flakes. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this pork shoulder in the oven. Now, put it in for a minimum of 5 hours. If you can wait longer, that is fantastic. Pulled pork really is, it's one for a patient person really. So I would say 5 hours minimum at about 160 degrees. If you want to do it for 10 hours, then take it down to 100. Low and slow is the way forward on this. We're just going to give it a quick bit of seasoning with the smoked paprika, a little bit of chili powder, but that's it really. And let's get it in. Cool, so now it's time for the chips. We are going to slice them into really thick wedges, and we're going to put them in some simmering water to parboil for about 5 or 6 minutes, just so that they've ever so slightly softened. When you take them out, just put a little bit of salt on them and a little bit of flour to coat them, and we're going to then put them in some simmering oil for about 5 or 6 minutes. Now these chips are they're double cooked, so we're gonna do this whole process again but just essentially after the first time, take them out of the oil, put them back in your bowl, put them in the fridge, and then just repeat closer to serving time. So we're just going to move on to the slaw now. Really simple. You can either chop, grate, slice, tear your ingredients for the slaw into a bowl, and then just add your apple cider vinegar, the maple syrup, your mayonnaise, and your sriracha, and just give it all a stir. Just add as much or as little of everything as you want. If you want it a bit sweeter, add a bit more maple syrup. If you want it a bit creamier, add a little bit more mayonnaise. And if you want it a bit tangier, add your apple cider vinegar. Just try and get a good balance of flavours and textures. So we're going to make our barbecue sauce now. We're going to caramelise our red onion in butter, add the garlic after everything's browned, and the red wine vinegar. Let that reduce a little bit and then start adding your seasoning. So after you've added your seasoning, we're going to then start building. So your sugar, maple syrup, everything like that. Then your tomato puree, your tinned tomatoes, build it right up, and then just set on a low heat to simmer with the lid on, and job's a good one. So I don't know about you guys, but I have worked up a bit of a thirst, so let's talk about wine. Now I've chosen this lovely Joven Rioja, and there's a good reason why. So there's a lot of components going on with this pulled pork burger. There's tang, there's a bit of sweetness, there's just so much like different textures going on as well, and it's really quite rich. So you're going to need something that can stand up to it, but not like
compete with it. So a Rioja Gran Reserva that's been aged for, you know, at least 5 years is going to be a bit too much, whereas this Rioja, it's really young. Joven means young, so you've got wonderful just freshness to it, and there's not been any oak aging. Still got the structural components as it's a Tempranillo based wine, so it's still really quite, you know, it's got a good body to it, but it's just not going to like overpower anything in the dish, but at the same time it's still going to stand up to the real big flavors that are in the dish. So it's really a perfect pairing for pulled pork. So in true Grape Kitchen fashion, this is me being a pretentious wanker, but in all seriousness, yeah, this wine's lovely. It's a lighter style of Rioja. It's young, it's being fermented in stainless steel, so it's just got this lovely fresh fruit running through it, but enough tannin to give it structure. Really, really good drop. So moving swiftly on, we're going to take the pork out of the oven and let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. At this point, focus on your chips, make sure that they're cooked through and looking really good. Then after the pork's rested, just pull it apart. This was 5 hours, but normally I would do about 10 and it would just literally fall to pieces. Mix it in with the barbecue sauce and get everything coated. Now you've got everything ready. All you need to do, put a bit of mayo on your brioche bun and serve her up. So this is the Grape Kitchen's barbecue pulled pork burger with a lovely slaw, double cooked chips and a bit of crackling on the side, all served with Rioja. So I've been James. This has been the Grape Kitchen. Thanks ever so much for watching. Cheers.